Morning, folks, friends, and followers, and anybody that tunes in today. I just have a short message, and that is hope. There's hope. Do not despair. When things seem to be crumbling around you, just remember there's hope. There's hope in God. There's hope in the world. There's hope in people. We just need to have a bit of faith. We need to believe and never give up. Never give up. Whatever you decide to do, decide it. Decide now and never give up. Do not live in the past, lest you live in regret and guilt. Do not live in the future, lest you live in fear of the unknown. Live in the now and decide to be happy. Decide as if everything was perfect, the way you would like it to be. Decide, see people the way you think they should be. See yourself the way that you want to be. Imagine, stretch it, practice it, make it a habit, and just keep going. Never give up. It can be disheartening, it can be frightening, it can be hopeless, doubtful, but there is hope. There's hope in you. There's hope in humanity. There's hope in the world. There's hope in God. So be happy. You cannot get happiness. You cannot buy happiness. Somebody cannot make you happy. You have to decide to be happy. So when I decide to be happy, then I can be, and that helps me to be happy. Okay, it sounds too simple, but it really is. We have to decide. It is a beautiful day. Here it's 5:30 in the morning. We're walking. We appreciate the peace and quiet. The birds are happy. They're singing. We're feeling good about our physical self because we're moving. We're not sitting or standing still, and that makes you feel better. Of course, it's gonna be harder at first. You have to even make yourself sometime, but the more you do it, the more it feels good. And when you feel good physically, you feel good mentally. And if you feel good mentally, your hope is renewed. Your faith, your outlook on people and on life, and it just goes from there. The more you feel better about yourself, the more hope you have, the happier you are. It just snowballs. And of course there's going to be doubt, self-doubt, and discouragement, distractions, and everything else. But just tune it out. We are bombarded with thoughts. We're bombarded with news, negative news. Of course, all the news pretty much are bad news, negative news. So don't dwell on them. Be aware of your surroundings, be aware of things happening, but don't be down on it. Something tragic happens, it does not help so that you're down and you disregard all people because of it. You build up anger and hate in yourself, as opposed to getting hope and courage in yourself, and look at the positive, that by me thinking good right now, this moment, there's someone that might have been in a tragedy because of my and your thinking, but because of my positive outlook and yours and so many other people, we are preventing something tragic to happen. Believe that. Thoughts and prayers, which is basically thoughts, statement of what is so. Just make up your mind, and it is good. It's a good life. It's a good world. People are generally good, not bad. But it's all these surroundings and the onslaught of the enemy, if you will, to disrupt and to distract, and the enemy wants to win over our souls. We don't have to let them happen. Okay, just say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We can't do nothing of our own. I cannot have courage, I cannot have faith, I cannot have hope, I cannot be happy by myself. But I can do that through Christ. And don't give up. You have to try to understand other people. Really try. Imagine being in their shoes. Of course, it's impossible to be in somebody's shoes, that to actually see firsthand what it feels like to be on drugs or something like that. But try to understand, hear them out. Really try to understand. Listen to them. Spend time and be patient. And all that together helps you, helps them, and helps everyone around it. And I hope that this message is gonna give you, the viewer, a glimmer of hope, a little spark of hope, of faith. Look at the stars, the moon, the trees, the creation, how beautiful it is. So we have to appreciate things. We have to appreciate ourselves. We have to love ourselves. Forgive yourself. If you cannot forgive yourself, how can you forgive others? Don't live in the past. Forgive and forget, and move on. Look at your partner as a loving person. Look at your family as the way you imagine, being perfect, being in harmony. assume, just pretend it is so, and then you respond different, and it actually happens. So it's all the same. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but the more you're happy, the more you're going to be happy about. The more you're thankful, and the more you're thankful and grateful, the more you're going to have things to be grateful and thankful for. It is true. That's how it works. I experienced it myself, and I kept at it over and over, and I keep impressing, read the Bible, read positive self-help books, listen to positive messages, watch these videos and other videos that I have. There's so much good stuff that you can watch, read, listen to, that will help you. But you have to decide. So decision is like going to a destination. And once you start the journey, then that's success. Success is a journey. It's not the destination. If I'm going to Toronto, success is not Toronto, but it's getting there and getting over all the obstacles, the detours, if you will, the traffic, everything. That's success, because you experienced and you actually had a journey to get there. Except our goals are far further than that. It's not just a few hours of going to a destination, but it's a lifelong process. So ultimately, our goal is to live eternally. And you might not believe that and whatnot, that's okay. And that's not the intent of this message. But you have to set out short-term and long-term goals. Where are you going to be a year from now? 5 years? Where are you going to be in 3 months? You have to decide. You have to decide, and then you look forward, and you make your goal big enough so that you have something to strive for. Okay? Something to look forward to, something to work at. Okay, so if you set a small goal, you might decide it's not worth it, it's not big enough. But make it big, make it huge, make it grand, as some people say. Even my hero, Bob Proctor, and others, of course, before him, which he learned from. Make it so big that it's going to be worth it. Make it so big that it's going to scare you. Okay, scare you and excite you at the same time. And you cannot do it in a day. You cannot do it overnight. You cannot do it in a moment. It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey. But you have these goals, these expectations, these destinations, these outcomes that you are looking for, and that gives you hope. That gives you something to hope about, to have faith, to be excited about, to have the courage to pursue. It's not easy. You have to do things for a time so that it becomes a habit. Okay, just like the bad habits that we have, they don't just happen overnight. They happen because we do things over and over, and then it becomes subconscious, becomes automatic. And in order to change a bad habit and create a good habit, we have to keep doing it. Some say it takes 21 days to create a habit. Maybe it's 30 days, whatever. Maybe it's longer. But just keep doing it every day. Exercise, read, think positive, think good thoughts, reject the bad ones. If things look gloomy and no hope, doubtful, anxiety sets in, just think beyond that and live in hope, but live in the now, because the only thing you can control is your thoughts, how you think now, and what you think is what you're gonna become, what you become. So what you think is what how it makes you feel. If you think happy and you smile, how can you be at the same time down on yourself and others? So smile once in a while. Look at yourself in the mirror and love yourself. Even hug yourself. You have to love yourself in order to be able to love others. Don't be down on yourself. There is no perfect person on this earth. We all make mistakes and we fail and we fall, but failure is what you accept, what you think. So if you stumble, if you fall, you just get up and start going. And life is like a bicycle. If you do not keep going forward, you cannot balance and stay up on it. So you have to keep moving so that you have balance, and it's a learned skill, just like riding a bicycle, just like walking when you're a baby. You don't give up because you fell. You don't say, I'm never gonna learn how to walk. Well, that's how children are. They don't have the fear, they don't have the doubt, they don't have all this stuff around them that distracts us and so on. They're determined. It's automatic, subconscious. They just want to keep going. They want to walk. They want to talk. They see you doing the same. So just do the best you can, and your example. Just say the things, the best things you can, and that's what they will learn. It's a seed, even that is planted in their minds, in their thought, and thought is like a garden. We plant seeds in a garden, and weeds come out. So we pull those weeds out. That's like rejecting those thoughts, bad thoughts, negative thoughts that come in. We pluck them out. If you leave them in there, dwell on them, they grow. They're gonna choke out the good plants that we planted. It's just like that. I like using comparisons like that, real examples, so that you understand. That's what makes sense to me when you think that way. Life is like a bicycle. Your thought is like a garden, and we know what it's all about. So just don't overthink things. Don't make it too hard on yourself, because it's not. Just keep even tuning in to these messages. Okay, I'm here to help and teach you to be successful, to be happy. It's something that you gotta work on. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you don't start, then you're not gonna start the wheel rolling. Just like walking or getting into some exercise routine. You don't feel like, because you may be lazy, or oh, I got other things to do and so on. I get up earlier. I get up at 4 o'clock every morning because I never had time to do the things that I should be doing, like stretching, exercising, reading, meditating. And it became a habit. You know, same with everything else. You do it over and over and it becomes automatic, and it's no big deal. You can do things that you think are impossible, and they become possible because of practice. We all know that practice makes perfect. We all know that to train, to do a sport or whatever, something that we're familiar with, it takes practice. And that's the only way to do anything. It takes doing, not giving up. And guess what? You get better at it. There's no doubt in mine, and I'm sure in your mind, that when you practice something, you become better at it. You become expert. Okay. So that's it. Okay. I feel like I'm rambling on now, just repeating myself. So that's the message for today. I hope, smile, and make a goal and start the journey, and that is the success. Eventually, you will look back tomorrow.